Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth visiting Joint Base Pearl Harbor-Hickam in Hawaii right now. It's his first visit to the area since taking office. He answered questions about the Signal group chat, saying the messages were not war plans. Let's take a listen.
Nobody's texting war plans. Well, I noticed this morning out came something that doesn't look like war plans. And as a matter of fact, they even changed the title to attack plans because they know it's not war plans. There's no units, no locations, no routes, no flight paths, no sources, no methods, no classified information.
CBS News National Security Coordinating Producer James LaPorta joins us now. James, good to see you on the stream today. What are you and your CBS colleagues hearing in the halls of the Pentagon and from your military sources about how the Secretary of State there, Pete Hegseth, and the others are handling this whole situation?
The words that can be described to what they're saying is disbelief and confusion. They simply do not believe the messaging from the Trump administration right now. And that's because members of the intelligence community, members of the military, all go through operational security training. Yearly, they go through operational security training. So when they're saying, well, none of this was classified, or you know, no harm, no foul here, they're just not believing it, and they're confused on how this information could not be classified. So these, we just heard Defense Secretary Hegseth say there that, well, these aren't war plans, but they are usually included in what are called operation orders, or an op-ord in military parlance. An operations order would include those types of details of what type of aircraft would be targeting Houthi militia, what time that would those strikes would go down. So all that information would be included in operation orders, and typically operation orders are classified.
And James, just as you just said, there seems to be some confusion over whether the chat should be classified or not. Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, she spoke about the status of the chat while testifying on Capitol Hill this morning. So let's take a listen to that. We'll talk to you on the other side.
Information providing indication or advance warning that the U.S. or its allies are preparing an attack should be classified as top secret. Do you disagree with that?
I don't disagree with that. I just point out that the DoD classification guidance is separate from the ODNI's classification guidance.
Do you think it would be materially different?
Ultimately, the Secretary of Defense holds the authority to classify or declassify.
Do you think it's likely that DoD guidance is materially different from what I just read?
I haven't reviewed the DoD guidance.
So, James, can you talk to us about the safeguards around classified and unclassified information?
Sure. Each government agency is going to have, different minor differences in policy regarding the, safeguarding of both classified and unclassified information, or what the government might call controlled unclassified information. But generally speaking, they're broadly the same. And the reason why they're broadly the same is because agencies work with each other. The Defense Department works with the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. The Defense Department works with the CIA and the NSA and all these other government agencies. So generally speaking, to have operability across government agencies, they typically have the same safeguards in place. Now, let's say hypothetically the information wasn't classified, for the sake of argument. There's still a violation there, according to members of the IC that I've spoken to and members of the military that I've spoken to. There's still a violation on of operational security protocols and cybersecurity protocols. So regardless if it was classified or not, information such as we're going to use these jets to attack at this time should not be passed over Signal, period.
And
that's what they've told me.
And you would think that's pretty straightforward, even for me. And I don't have your experience because, James, you are a former Marine sergeant and you worked in intelligence. Could you talk to us about how this scandal affects our service members?
For the rank and file, really, it's a question of credibility, right? The members of this principal committee, some of them, have for years argued that we need to hold senior leaders accountable. And they're absolutely correct. Senior leaders should be accountable. And they will preach leadership starts at the top. And it does. But now all of a sudden when this comes around to them, well, there's no harm, there's nothing to see here. So really what's on the line for your rank and file military members who, again, what is from the lowest private to the 4-star general, it's hammered into them, operational security. You don't talk about these things. When a private is deploying overseas, they're not even allowed to give an exact date to their family members of when they're deploying overseas. Family members are also aware of operational security protocols. So for them, really what's on the line is credibility.
Right. Wow. Okay. James LaPorta, thank you so much for joining us on the stream today. Appreciate it.